Hello everybody, and I am back and I will be doing the Booktube Newbie Tag. I thought I'd do this because I'm a newbie. I'm doing Booktube and I thought, well, you know, might as well do it. So without further ado, here we go. So question 1 is, why did you start this channel? So I basically started this channel because I like to read, and I like books, obviously. But as well is that I do ramble and rant to myself a lot all the time, so I thought, you know, why not make it into a channel? And I've always wanted to do YouTube, I just didn't really know what, and so you know, I thought Booktube's really fun. I like watching it, so I was like, you know, why don't I give it a go? So here I am, giving it a go. Question number 2 is, what are some fun and unique things that you can bring to Booktube? This is a really hard question to answer because it's like you can't really say, well, I'm unique because I'm doing this, because it kind of just loses that. But I don't know, I think, well, if people happen just to like my videos, for me that would be good. Not really doing anything that will divert me from, or that will differ me really from other people. But what I do want to do though is review books that I really want to read, and not so much what's popular right now, because, you know, being a uni student, it is hard just spending your money willy-nilly on all of the most popular or best-selling novels. So I'll only be really reviewing books that I myself want to read because I have to buy them, and if they are best-selling, it will only be because it will pique my interest. So I think that's the only thing that will differ for me, but that from like others, but that will probably change in the future anyways. But yeah, I don't know, I guess just myself, and if people happen to like that, then thank you, I shall like it too. So question 3 is, what are you most excited for about this new channel? And it would have to be the views. No, joking. Just to see how far it'll go and how many people start watching me and all that stuff. That'll be interesting because it's my little creation, it's my little thing I'm doing, my little books I'll be reviewing, so that'll be nice. And if in 5 years I'll only have 500 subscribers, I'm gonna cherish those 500 subscribers like they're my own. But I guess just, yeah, how far this will go, and if I do anything weird and different. But yeah, it's just my own little journey, my own little reviews I'll be doing. So yeah, that's that question. Question number 4 is, why do you love reading? I love reading because it can transport your mind far away to different places all over the world, in different worlds, in the future, in space, you know, like you're reading through different lives, you're going along different stories, you're laughing with the characters, you're crying with them. It's like, I don't know, like this whole crazy magical thing that can happen. That's why reading is so amazing, because you're just transported away and seeing all these cool different things inside your head. And what is insane as well is that even though you're reading the same book as someone else, they're seeing it differently to you. Like when the author like wrote a certain scene in a book of like someone walking down the street, they saw it different to how you see it. And that's what's amazing, because you may be reading the same book, but everyone sees it differently. Everyone sees the characters differently, everyone reacts differently. It's like not it's not like our own story, but we make it ourselves, even though it's the same. It's just relaxing and fun, and yeah, everyone should read. Reading is good. Question number 5 is, what book or series got you into reading? Now, I had to think about this, and I've been reading for a while, but I think from memory, the book that got me to start seeing it inside my head, like as a movie, you know, where you see it happening inside your head, was probably those rainbow magic fairy books. If you know what they are, those books were lit. You know, the fairies where it's like, I think the first series were the rainbow ones with like all the rainbows, and it was like saffron or whatever. Those books. Everyone in primary school would fight over those books to see who got them first, but those books, as far as I can remember, was probably them, where I started actually seeing it inside my head. And yeah, if you know the books I'm talking about, thumbs up for you. So question number 6 is, what questions would you ask your favourite booktuber? Now, I don't have a favourite booktuber. I do watch them, and I have ones that I do admire, but I don't really have a favourite. So, and I had to think about this question, and it's something that I think about a lot when I watch the bigger ones who happen to churn out review a lot, like book reviews all the time. So my question would be, are you reading for pleasure or for the review? And the reason why I say that is, well, ask that, is because you gotta think. Because it takes me a while to read, and I know some people do read fast. I used to, but I hit a reading slump back in the day. But as well is that a lot of the big booktubers as well happen to get all of the new releases and all the bestsellers, and they just all happen to upload the video on the same day, like all of them. So it's like, I know you kind of have to compete with other booktubers out there, but is it more turning into a chore to read the book because you're trying to get it out before the others, or you're trying to get it out before that book becomes like not popular anymore because it's old, it's like a month old, you know? So that would be my question, because you gotta wonder, how do they do it? I mean, a lot probably stockpile, which makes sense. I think any YouTuber stockpiles videos, but reading's different because depending on the book, you're either gonna love it or hate it. And you know, if the book happens to be really popular and you're like, should I get it out for the reviews? You'd want to keep reading it. So that'd be my question. I hope those, well, just the big booktubers in generally, I'm not really directing this at a specific one at all, but I just think that, you know, if it does come to that, because it just seems a bit funny that they all just happen to upload on the same day, and it'd be sad if it starts turning into I need to have it out for the review and not for reading for pleasure, you know. So that is my question for that. But yeah, probably not your average question you'd ask your favourite booktuber, but then again, I don't have one. So question number 7 is, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I think the hardest, like, I don't think there's anything really hard to do with a channel. I mean, starting any YouTube channel is hard because you're starting from the bottom, you know? Like, everyone starts from the bottom at some time in their life. Like, even the massive YouTubers all started with 0 subscribers. You just have to keep working on it. Although one thing that I am thinking of is reading. Like, I know this might contradict what I said before, but when you really want to review a book and you're just like taking ages to read it, because I am a somewhat slow reader because I hate finishing books. I don't know why. I just take forever reading. I used to be very, very fast, but now I'm not. When you want to review the book and you're like, I really want to review it, I'm taking ages to read it, or you have finished the book but you're busy, which is what's happened with me, you're kind of like, I should really put this out, but I'm too busy because I have uni and stuff like that. So I think that would be the hardest thing, just trying to get out my reviews as quick as I can when I finish the book. Not trying to finish the book for review, trying to do the video after I've read the book, because I've read 2 books now that I haven't done the reviews for ages ago that I really want to review, because you kind of lose that like first reaction of finishing it. So like you film the video the next day and it's like still there, or the day you finish it, I suppose, if you've got time. But since I'm kind of lazy and it's like 2 weeks later and I film the review, I don't have like the fresh thoughts in my head. But I don't think that's really much of a big deal, but that's the only thing that I can think of right now. So that is for that one. And question number 8 is, when did you start reading? At a very young age. I can't remember. I'm gonna say 6. That's the earliest I can think. I know I said I started reading, but that was like at 8, those books, but that was when I got into reading. But I think I've been reading since when I could read, really. Question number 9 is, where did you read? My bed. I always sleep. I always sleep on my bed. Or I always read on my bed. I don't really read anywhere else, maybe in the lounge where it's quiet, but it's mainly my bed because no one's in my room and it's nice and cozy and comfy. And yeah. And the final question is, what kind of books do you like to read? My favourite books that I like to read are YA, young adult, fantasy and high fantasy and urban fantasy are the main books I read. I hardly read contemporary. The last one I read was The Fault in Our Stars, and that was like in 2014, so that was a while ago. I just prefer fantasy and those kind of books, and urban fantasy as well, because, you know, there's like, it's our world, but there's that touch of magic to it. And yeah, I just prefer those. I like them a bit more because you're transported to another world. It's not our world that we're seeing. That's why I'm not really into contemporary, because reading a book about dragons and magic over a book about a girl falling in love with a dude, what am I gonna pick? You know, the dragons. And I know there are some really good contemporary books out there. They just don't sing to me when I like pick them up. They're not the ones that I go directly for. So maybe with this whole booktube thing, I might start reading more contemporary books, which will be nice. It'll broaden my taste buds on book flavour. That's a new one. So yeah, that is the end of the book newbie tag. Booktube newbie tag. Yes. Hey, that's all I have. I'm gonna start doing more reviews. Like I said, I've got 2 books that I've read that need to get done. Gotta make a better plan. This channel will mainly be booktube, but there will be like little dips and dops of just random things because it's my channel. I can do what I want, like theory videos on something, or like, you know, just other random little things. And speaking of theory videos, Game of Thrones, oh my god, episode 4 season 7, bloody hell, that was amazing. I might do a little theory video on like the end of season 7, season 8, because I was planning to do one before I started this channel, but I just ended up rambling for ages and it was just a mess. And yeah, so I might do a little video on that because I do have a lot of ideas and thoughts about that, so I'll get onto that. But anyways, that is all I have for today, and I hope you all enjoyed and liked it, and yes, so goodbye.